So there's a quote, I have a lot of favorite quotes. One of them is by a guy named Lao Tzu. He wrote the Tao Te Ching, and it goes like this. Only the man who knows enough is enough will ever have enough. And I love that quote because, and I live by that quote, and I have for the last 4 years. It was 4 years ago that I sat at a dining room table by myself in this flat that I was renting, and I decided I wasn't gonna get up from that table until I decided what is enough. Enough money coming in per month, enough money in the bank, basically enough everything in my life, because I was 28 at the time, I just spent almost my entire 20s chasing after more. I decided that I wanted to be a millionaire by the time I was 25. It took me till I was 26 to hit that goal, and I'll never forget hitting that goal, not because of how much happiness it brought me, but because of how long I was happy for, which basically equated to about 12 or 24 hours. Because I remember hitting that goal, being super stoked, being super happy, the next day waking up and being like, wow, well, what do I do now? Maybe I just need to make more, maybe I need to make $10 million. And I remember thinking that and catching myself and being like, what? Did you just worked for years and years and years to hit a goal that you've been happy with now for like 12 hours or 24 hours. And I thought, you know, this is bizarre. This is like a disease that I think myself and a lot of our culture suffers from, which is like moreitis, you know, the obsession with more. So I sat at this table when I was 28 and sat at the table at 28 and said, I'm not going to get up until I decide what is enough. I decided how much I wanted to have coming in per month, how much I wanted to have in my bank account, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to change this goal, or not going to change what my enough is for the next 4 years. Until I'm 32, this is going to be enough. No matter how much my friends make, no matter how much people that I don't even know make, I'm not going to compare myself anymore to other people. I'm going to say this is enough for me. This is going to make me happy, and therefore I can focus on other things. And something really remarkable happened after that moment, which was because I stopped thinking of me because I had enough. I started really thinking about the world, and I started really thinking about, well, what can I do for other people now that I have enough? What can I do for my brothers and sisters, you know, in the world? Most people think that one gets into social entrepreneurship or nonprofit work or whatever it is because they just really care about other people. With me, it wasn't the case. It was a combination of really caring and combined with me realizing I have enough. I don't need any more. So everything kind of switched. All my focus went from being inward to being outward, and I started getting obsessed with fundraising and started getting obsessed with how many people I could impact in ideally as short amount of time as possible. And one last point is that, you know, what's interesting is that once you find enough that you kind of stop it, it actually starts to go backwards. I kept my enough the same for, you know, those 4 years, but I actually started needing less and less. And now I'm quite obsessed with the idea of actually having nothing. That makes sense. I want basically all of my belongings, everything that I own, to be able to fit onto a bed, to be able to fit into 2 suitcases and go. And I don't know why that is. Maybe there's some sort of like universal law that things need to be growing or expanding or detracting and that they can't stay stagnant. What I found as soon as I made it stagnant is everything started detracting. And as I give away more things and I have less and less, I actually get happier and happier. Weird.